The news at this hour I'm at for Wharton. First up, Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire today dismissed the elections petition 88 filed by Claudette Thorne and Heston Bostwick, questioning the validity of Section 22 of the Election Laws Amendment Act, which was used to bring Order 60 into effect. Justice George Wiltshire in her ruling noted that Order 60 is not unconstitutional.
I hold that in order to exercise general direction, supervision, and have administrative conduct of elections, GCOM had to ensure the lawful and proper implementation of the RPA in Section 22. This was done lawfully by GCOM via Order 60, enabling it to issue instructions and take action as appeared necessary and expedient to resolve the controversies as part of its responsibilities to complete the elections process by delivering the results. There was no breach or violation or non-compliance by GCOM with the Constitution or the law governing elections, such as to make the election a sham or a travesty as claimed by the petitioners. In a case such as this, one has to look to the Constitution for the raison d'etre of the ordinary or subsidiary legislation. In my view, as I have outlined, Article 162 so provides. As a consequence of my decision, there is no need to discuss what the position would be if Section 22 and/or Order 60 were found to be unlawful, and whether such unlawfulness was substantial or not, such as to affect the result of the election. So I hold that both Section 22 and Order 60 are intravirus. Neither provision offends the Constitution. They buttress these provisions to make them implementable. Given my conclusions, the complaint that the statements of recount replaced the declarations of poll made by the returning officers is now moot. Section 22 and Order 60 permitted the recount and thereby the utilization of related processes and documentation to produce the results of the election. As such, the petition is dismissed.
According to the Chief Justice, the Guyana Elections Commission did not amend any elections legislation with the issuing of the Order 60, but merely supported existing legislations.
What is clear is that by Article 177 of the Constitution and Sections 96 and 99 of the RPA, it is GCOM that declares the final result, and not the returning officers or the CEO. GCOM is meant to be and has to be in control of the process until satisfactorily completed. This is the ultimate power the GCOM has pursuant to Article 162. Thus, Order 60 does not confer any additional powers on GCOM, but simply alter the procedure to arrive at the result that the RPA requires, the result of the election. While the procedure was different, the aim and objective were the same.
Claudette Thorne and Heston Bostwick are two supporters of the coalition APNU-AFC, and they're planning to appeal the decision.
Opposition leader Joseph Harmon said the decision by the Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire to dismiss the election petition will be appealed. Harmon was outside of the court with his colleagues and supporters as the Chief Justice handed down her decision. He said democracy was stabbed to the heart in this dear land of ours. The opposition leader said he was disappointed with the ruling and felt let down by the judiciary, but remains fortified that the higher courts will correct what he described as a clear injustice which has been wrong on the Guyanese people.
We must appeal this at every level until justice is delivered. We must keep our hope alive. We must continue to fight. We must continue to work to remove this installed PPP regime. We have to work to remove them. We have to fight. We have to continue to fight to remove this installed regime. Through it all, you have been resilient, and I want to thank you for that. Today is a dark and ominous day for democracy in Guyana. The ruling of the court must strike to the very heart of our country, to the very heart of our people, and to the very heart of the Caribbean and the world.
He said the struggle since last August has been grueling and painful. Supporters of the APNU-AFC left the High Court dejected after Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire dismissed the election petition. The supporters marched through the streets of Georgetown to vent their disappointment at the ruling. Some businesses quickly closed their doors as the police riot squad was called into action to disperse the protesters. Several persons were arrested, including an amputee.
What I didn't want to put man. I watch the man doing things, I don't arresting them. One put man by, you're rough.
Supporters of the APNU AFC believe that the PPP was not fairly elected to office and pointed out that the elections were filled with irregularities. However, in their election petition, the judge ruled that no evidence was provided to support such claims. The election petition 99 with those irregularities was earlier dismissed because of late filing on former President David Granger.
Family violence is violence directed at another family member.
It can be physical, verbal, sexual, and more. Family violence leads to despair, destruction, and death.
It can happen to both men and especially women from any background. Children are especially vulnerable. And the stress and isolation due to the COVID-19 pandemic can increase family violence. Family violence is illegal in Guyana. If you or someone you know is experiencing gender-based violence, family-based violence, or sexual harassment, contact the Women and Gender Equality Commission at 231-5276 or 231-5298.
Or put an anonymous note in the post office boxes at the Guyana Human Rights Commission Building, the Guyana Post Office Corporation, the National Library, the Georgetown Public Hospital, and the University of Guyana.
Range. Iman Cosmetics is for every woman and features a line of skincare products and cosmetics including 16 foundation shades, powder, concealer, lipstick, blush, eyeshadow, highlighter, and BB cream. Visit us at Lot 75 Swamp Section, Rosal Town. That's behind the market. Or call 337-4422 or 688-9249. Shh.
Of a JP, then call the Alistair Collins firm on 649-6410. They are located on Lamaha Street between Camp and Waterloo in the Kaylon Mall. Call them today and experience service unlike any other.
Gladwin Samuel said he will not be returning to head the Guyana Prison Service. This was disclosed by him in a press release to the media. Samuel said he was instructed on December 14th last year to proceed on his accumulated 132 days annual vacation leave. However, with his vacation leave set to end on Sunday, April 25th, he wrote to the Minister of Home Affairs, Robeson Ben, notifying him of his expected return. On Friday, April 23rd, he was notified via letter that he will not be returning to his substantive post, but instead he will be taking up the post of Assistant Coordinator of People Smuggling Unit at the Ministry of Home Affairs. This new reassignment takes effect today, April 26th, on a full-time basis until further notice, and that he is expected to report to the Minister to be appraised of his duties. Samuel's removal as head of the prison service is similar to that of several senior and qualified police officers who have been seconded to other agencies when the governing People's Progressive Party came to power. Presently, Nicolon Elliott is the acting head of the Guyana Prison Service. Attorney at law Selwyn Preters is providing legal advice to Samuels on the matter.
The news is powered by Royce & Drake's production. For these and other stories, do visit our website at www.rdproductiongy.com.